Hi. So my proposed talk is about generating feature sets for tabular data, particularly massive tabular data that needs Spark to operate on. So the focus of this talk, I guess I should say the impetus of this talk is due to sort of the cloud ML providers out there, Microsoft, Google, AWS. They do a really good job of automating ML, auto ML. You see this everywhere now, right? Auto ML. The problem with these platforms is a lot of them, not all of them, and they're getting better at this. But the biggest problem is they make the assumption that the data is ready to be ingested by a machine learning model. The vast majority of these platforms. And what this talk is about some custom but extensible code logic to structure your feature transformation code in a reusable way. So this particular architecture that I've been using for years now has been able to extend to, 10, 20, 30 table joins, right? To build ML specific data sets on the fly with customizable parameters, right? So training periods, 30 days, a year, 7 days, whatever it is for your training period, and label period, your target period, which is obviously a key feature of tabular data. Abstracting the logic to join and transform data in an ML focused way for these types of data. And this is a non-trivial problem. It's generally left to data engineering teams, the collaboration between data scientists and engineers to do in sort of a one-off ad hoc manner, model by model. But the biggest gains I've seen here are definitely in reusability, where you can transform once with a certain set of parameters and spin up a bunch of different labels with that ML ready data set and train an arbitrary number of models, 10, 20, 100. It doesn't really matter. It just depends on what the problem scope is of the business and the relevancy of the data available is. But that's what the talk's going to be about. First, it's going to outline the architecture that I've been using that's worked for years and discuss how it can be extended to any business and really present that. Obviously, it's going to be more hashed out before the talk, but it's just something I've seen year over year, the just massive gains that this architecture gave the organization that I was building it for. And the more conferences I've gone to and spoke at, I spoke at Predictive Analytics World a few years ago, and talking to engineers and data scientists at different companies in this space, so many experienced similar issues. And I think, like I said, the industry's catching up. There's a company, Dataiku, that has something called Events Aggregator. It's very similar, this events aggregator that Dataiku has, but it's still limited, and using it is not nearly as easy as clicking run this data on 10 algorithms in AutoML. So there's a lot of work here, and there's tons of gains. So I hope that was a good enough high-level description, and I have a lot to prepare for OSDC related to this, but this is really based on years of work and tried and true work. So this is not theory, this is not speculation, it's running in production, powering lots of models on terabytes of data. So hope to see you at OSDC West.